So today's episode I'm going to discuss safe sleep. Put the Manuka bed link on my page. I'll also do the same for Pippy Pods, this beautiful Moses basket, and again, you know, there's beautiful cribs, there's other things out there, but I'm going to use this one just for my demo today. And of course we've got Ashley here again. As I discussed with like car seats have a certification, they have an expiry date. You have to have a certified certificate, all of that on car seats. But when it comes to beds, there is nothing to say what you can put your baby in. And majority of people like to co-share. Great for breastfeeding if you're awake. But baby actually needs their own space, whether this is a product like a Manuka bed, a Moses basket, Pippy Pods, cribs. You can get the side cribs for the side of the bed. It's just really important that baby's in their own space. But this is how a baby should be. Blanket, tucked in, baby's not swaddled, the arms are free, and I'll go through the different positions and why. And being in the hospital for so long, this isn't the picture we normally see. Some, really good. What we tend to see is baby swaddled, but not with these blankets. Now this is going to be another page I will be doing on swaddling, some tips as well on all of that. But what you tend to find is sometimes you go into rooms, baby needs to be on its side, there's a toy because of course baby wants to play. This is really heavily tucked in so baby can't move. Hats. Actually baby when they're sleeping don't need a hat. We have to start thinking hats are for when baby is going outside. It's part of the coat, it's part of that warm layer. And yeah, so you'll get lots of this. You'll even have the phone in there because of course the white noise, which babies tend to lose that sense as they get older, but parents end up having to use the white noise because they can't get to sleep. It's a really interesting one. So you'll see lots of this. You'll see the bed wedged up because baby's mucousy. Yeah. Another thing I tend to see in the hospitals is this around the baby's face. I could go on. So go back to the beautiful picture of just Ashley in there with the blanket. It's all we need, and I'm going to give some reasons why. And also there's a lot of research to do with this too, which goes into the SUDI side of things, the sudden unexpected death of an infant. So there's reasons why we say the things we say. We don't just do it just to annoy people and think that baby's not going to sleep well. There is reasons for all of this. There is a lot of research, and that's worldwide. So we don't just use what we find and think, oh, baby sleeps better. So we'll move you out the way because we don't need toys. They don't need to be playing with toys at this stage, and they don't need wedges, and I'm going to explain that one also. So I'm going to go through a bit of a list of positioning baby, and the first and most important one is baby on their back. Baby needs to be lying on their back. This is through lots and lots of research to do with back in the 1980s. They did that sleep to back. They found by moving baby, because a lot of older generation, sorry, actually your head doesn't move very well, a lot of the generation put babies on their tummies, and by moving them onto their backs they did actually reduce huge amount of rate for SUDI, as I was discussing. So by just putting baby on their back, they tend to sleep better, they don't forget to breathe. This is the optimum position. They do not need wedges put either side. Lots of people worry about the shape of the head, but if you have a baby lying like this, they can literally freely move their head side to side, hence why they get a bald patch a few months in, so they're automatically doing that. So by not having anything around their head, as I said, they can freely move it themselves. This also is a really interesting one for when babies are really mucousy, especially the first couple of days. Hence why the hospital cots get put up, and it's not just the parents that do it, midwives do it too. Used to do it for a really long time, thinking it would help them bring up mucus. But things have changed, and research has shown that even babies lying flat, they are better bringing up the mucus that's caught there. It comes up with force. They are able to move their heads to side to get rid of that. So as you'll notice with Ashley's position, I've placed her at the bottom of the cot. So feet to foot is what we say. We don't put her in the middle, we don't put her at the top, and the reason for that is they actually move. So you will find in time they will move up. So if they're already up there at the top, they've got nowhere to go. If you've got toys, extra blankets over the top, you have all this here, what they're doing is they're moving into it. Gotta sort her hair out. So she goes feet to foot, and that's what we mean by that. When it comes to blankets, now watch this space, because I am going to talk about blankets in a separate channel, and also swaddling. We're getting to the stage where we don't recommend tight swaddling, because by doing that, babies can't actually get their hands to show the cues that they're hungry, and also self-soothe. Babies want to be able to move. Then I know people say that they become really unsettled. I will give some tips for this, but I really want to just focus on the safe sleep part of this. So with babies sleeping, you can do this a couple of ways. The blanket goes under the arms and tucks in. Now you can do this nice and firm, but the arms need to stay out. The other way you could do it is you could actually wrap baby themselves. So again, it's from under the arms, and wrap baby. But again, you can see we're staying at the bottom of the bed. Always think about the mattress. A nice firm mattress is so important, and as you can see, there's not much gap around, so it's not moving that much, and baby is nice and firm and lovely and firm actually lying on the mattress. So like I was discussing, like with the car seat and blankets and the overheating with the cover on, same thing can happen with cots. Think about the blankets. The price of them are really good. You don't need to buy these fleece blankets, lots of heavy blankets, lots of things that get put over. You see a lot of things, sorry it's a towel, putting over really loosely, and by doing it, again, if baby's moving, it's going around the face, and this is all going to just cause that smothering effect. So that's what we're trying to avoid when we say you don't need all these big heavy blankets. And yes, it happens. I see adult sized fleece blankets being brought in and just layered over the cots. So they're really close to the face. It's dark, well, it's light in the hospital, so we want baby to be able to, you know, not see that light so much, so they put them over the face. You'll be amazed. I could go on for so much. And I'm not kidding, I have seen everything in these cots. You see lots of people bring in pillows, those beautiful little pillows, those little bumpers and pillow sets. Again, by putting a pillow up, you're changing the dynamics of the airways. They do not need pillows. Nice flat base, I'm going to keep saying it, nice flat base is all you need. The same with putting pillows in there. You know, you have the firm mattress. There is a reason why it's a firm mattress, and that is to keep baby in a nice stable position, keeping those airways open. By putting a pillow in there, you're actually changing that whole dynamics, and again it comes down to airways. So I just want to show, this doesn't quite work, but it will give you the idea. The hospital cribs are a lot deeper, and they're clear, and I see this all the time. Baby doesn't like it on the bed, so they have put a pillow on top of that beautiful firm mattress, and as you can see, baby sinks into it. So changes the airways. It's put in the middle. This is a no. So what we want is baby, when they're safe sleeping, is this picture here. I can go through so many other things to what you see, what I've seen on the wards, and done home visits and babies in the bed. That's all they have. They have one mattress and they share. But by keeping baby in its own space, especially with something hard, Moses baskets are beautiful too. They are very similar to the wakakuras that you see, that they're beautifully woven. It's the noise, so they might have soft edges, but they are noisy, so you wouldn't wake with just baby lying with you. And I think that's the whole point of me doing this safe sleep, about where to position baby. They need their own space. We're not trying to reconnect them back with the womb. It would be really good if they're in a smoke-free environment. We actually know by the research, mums smoking antenatally, babies are at risk of SUDI. But also think about the house environment. Smoking outside is really good, rather than inside the house. So you're reducing that secondhand smoke. Washing your hands, having a jacket on while you smoke, taking that off before you go handle baby once you've washed your hands. So they do have a higher risk of SUDI with the smoke factors. I understand lots of mums want to be co-sharing with their babies, and I don't have any issues with that, but mums get tired. Mums will fall asleep. Majority of the time they will wake. Sideline breastfeeding is fantastic, especially mum can go into a light sleep. It's really good if someone is around just keeping an eye on mum and baby, and if mum then does start to fall soundly asleep, baby gets moved into their own space. And it can be next to mum. You could have a bed positioned that this could go either against the wall, but you've got that safe space, so mum is not going to, or partner is not going to lie directly onto baby. If there's a large bed in the middle of the bed to the headboard. But this is how baby should look. I don't know how many times I sort of would love to just say, this is it. But it's amazing, you need to be saying, baby on the back, feet to the foot of the cot. Not swaddling baby with heavy blankets because they can overheat. Having nothing around the head, including a hat. We don't need them. The room's nice and warm. Blanket tucked into the mattress like this, or wrapping baby like this, so the arms are always free. No toys, nothing at the top. There should be empty space. There shouldn't be anything there. Baby's on their back, doesn't have any pillows, can move their head freely. The bed itself is on a flat, firm base. This is a bed. There could be many places it can go. I do like these because they're solid. They're not light. Moses baskets can come with beautiful stands. There's some nice ones out there, but try and avoid the soft mattress. The soft mattress is the biggest issue. You always hear it. I used to do so many nights, so nights are the biggest. Baby doesn't like the cot, so coast. They've been in the womb for 9 months. They have felt safe. They haven't had to worry about anything. They felt secure. So they're in their own space. So a lot of it is patience. But you really need this firm mattress. So you can, when you put baby down, instead of just putting baby down and going, is actually stay with baby. That tapping is sort of like you're reconnecting with that heartbeat that they're wanting to hear. So sometimes just soothing them while they're here can work really well. So you don't have to rush to put them down. Make sure they haven't got too much wind. Babies can be really mucusy when they're born, so they might have a little bit of wind. So after a feed, don't put them down too quickly, and let them have that beautiful connection with you before you are putting them down. And sometimes it is a little bit of time just soothing them while they're in here. I find this tends to work quite well. So this is my information that I can give you with some safe sleep, back positioning. There's lots out there. The biggest thing is just, this is how it should look when you put baby down. If you liked what I've put up, please press that button. Happy and would love it if you would subscribe. That will give you some notifications of some upcoming information that I'll be putting here. Don't forget, I am going to talk about blankets, then swaddling. It's a very interesting one. Gives a lot of debates at the hospitals too, so I'd really like to show some tips and tricks with all of this in the coming weeks. Put a comment if there's something you would really like to see, and thank you.